What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Tiff with the T, back with another video. I missed you guys so much. We're just gonna jump straight into it. I don't want to waste any of your time. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's get to it.
Are they ready to be wives or just ready to be side chicks at best?
I would say a lot of women in this society are ready to be side chicks more than wives. I feel like they feel like the benefits are easier to reap than being through a struggle or
This girl has clearly been a side chick before on a couple of occasions, because I don't know very many women who are okay with being the side chick. There are, of course, women out there that settle to be the side chick, but the majority, I don't think so. I think most people are genuinely looking for a relationship and they maybe just don't know how to do it.
or in an actual committed and serious situation or structure. Maybe a lot of them haven't had any structure, or maybe male role models or a male opinion on.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Cliff. Do you think the average modern woman is taking life seriously?
No, definitely not at the degree of city girls and hot girl summer. I don't think
That's what it really comes. That's what it comes down to. How old is your child?
She's 6.
Okay, so before a child and after a child are two different things.
Yes,
You have to take life a hell of a lot more seriously when you're responsible for the life of somebody else.
definitely.
So okay, go ahead. I don't want to. You only got a few minutes. You have a question that you want to ask me, because I've already asked my question to
Yes,
you.
I do. I actually am in a relationship with my child's father, and have been for 8 years. I definitely have a father figure. He raised me. My mother was in and out of my life. So just trying to hone in the maturity level of the male's perspective on how
what do you want as an outcome with your man?
I would like to be married. Well, we're on our way. We've been engaged for 2 years.
How many children does he have?
We both share one.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 29.
And you're how old again?
27.
So what's the hold up on marriage?
He says my attitude and the way that I speak, I would say, towards men, which I agree. I feel like seeing my mother, kind of the way she talks to my father, even now they're not together and it's been 20 years, I do see a lot of resemblance in the respect factor.
So you disrespect your child's father?
Basically, that's what she's saying. She's disrespectful.
In arguments, yes. And out of anger. Not necessarily to disrespect him, like.
Okay, so.
As a man.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, how you fight says a lot.
Yes.
So, he's been with you for 8 years, and you have a child. If he was taken away from you tomorrow in a car accident, you think you could operate like that with another man and him marry you?
No.
Okay. So if you got a man that's with you, either you act like you need to act, or you run the risk of losing him.
Yes, and that's my question is to get into the mindset of not, well, I don't want to say like submit, like how feminists or whatever use that word, but like submit more, and so like having a male like leadership and me taking the backseat and not trying to be the leader, if that makes sense.
Why are you trying? You want to know what I think or what he thinks?
No, what you think, like what
well, okay, ma'am, you listen to your man.
Exactly. Why are you calling Kevin Samuels to ask him anything? Your man tells you everything. You have a man. So he's telling you everything you need to know. If he says you have an attitude problem and he feels you're disrespectful, fix your attitude problem and stop being disrespectful. It's as simple as that. You don't need to call Mr. Samuels to know that. It's not rocket science.
Right, of course.
Okay, because I'm not going to overstep my boundaries. That is your child's father, and he's been with you 8 years. He told you what he wants.
Right.
Here's what you do. You do it.
Right.
You don't need me to come. You don't need me, Jesus, the pastor, to tell you something else when you got a man who's there by you.
Right.
That's disrespectful by itself. Why don't you just give the man what he wants?
Even if I feel as though I am, would that not suffice?
If I asked him, are you giving him what he wants? What would he say?
I would hope yes.
Okay, if you're saying the hold up on marriage is the way you act towards him disrespectfully, right?
Yes.
Then you're not giving him what he wants.
Right.
See, what it comes down to is this rebellious spirit in you females.
Right.
You want to give him what you think he deserves. And if he would up and leave you, then you'd be on my show talking about how your baby daddy left. The man told you what he wants. Either you give it to him or you leave him alone and let him go get a woman that's going to give him what he wants. I'm not one for breaking up families, but you're just being outright rebellious.
Right. I would agree to being.
So I gotta ask a hard question then.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
If you lose him, you think you're gonna do better?
Definitely not.
Then why don't you act like that?
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. I do.
There's no want to, ma'am.
Ma'am, either you want to be with your man, you want to do what it takes to be with your man, or you don't. Simple as that. There's no pussyfooting around the issue. It is what it is.
There's no reason to not respectfully cooperate.
Right.
You've been around here for 8 years. This is about you, your ego, and your attitude. It ain't about how you were raised, everything else. Sounds like he's made it too easy for you. Right. And you've lost respect for him. And when I hear women, if you respect him, you wouldn't open your mouth and say what you say in an argument.
Right. I agree with that part.
Right. I agree.
Then how are you going to say you respect him?
No, I mean, it's just like things are said like in the heat of the moment, not necessarily like that's how I treat him throughout the
Ma'am, I've been alive too long.
Yes.
When these arguments start, come on, hold the phone up. Your face is too low. When these arguments start, see, you fight dirty. And what I'm hearing is you talk to your man like a woman.
No.
Oh yeah, you do. Because if you talk to him like you should talk to a man, you should know from a safety standpoint that you need to keep your mouth closed. See, when two men are talking, there's a low-level threat of violence. If I'm sitting here talking to a man, I know there are lines. I can't cross certain lines with any man. I don't care how big or small he is. After a certain line, we're going to have to shoot the fair one. But you will go damn well low because you know good and well he ain't going to do nothing.
A lot of women do this. Like, even myself, I've been guilty of doing this in arguments with men. You go below the belt and then you expect him not to put his hands on you or to retaliate in some kind of way. And women that mouthpiece is just off the hook. And from her situation, it sounds like she's one of those women who doesn't know when enough is enough, where you should just shut your mouth and keep it moving. I hate to say it, but Kevin is absolutely right on this one. As women, we really need to control what we say, and we can't chalk it up to, oh, I was angry, because the things that we say really affect our men and how they think about us. And when you're throwing something in their face, or you're bringing up an insecurity, or questioning their manhood or something like that, you've gone too far, because those are the things that make a man a man. Those are the things, his vulnerabilities, the things, those hot buttons that we like to push. Those are the things, when we get angry, we need to consciously make a decision to stay away from that stuff, because hitting below the belt is a silent killer of relationships. Over time, your man is gonna lose respect for you. He's just gonna get to a point of indifference, not caring. It's a problem in the Black community, especially.
Because if you talk the way if you argued with him, if you argue with a woman the way you argue with him, would you and that woman end up in a conflict?
Possibly. I feel like it depends. Like, it's not necessarily like always like a threat or, aggressive. It's just maybe the way I say certain things or pertaining to certain situations. Like, it may not be in his perspective. And
no, ma'am, we're not talking about those. We're not talking about the innocent thing. We're talking about when you're saying something low and dirty just to hurt him.
Right.
Okay, then you're doing it to hurt.
Right.
All right. So you're intentionally inflicting damage on your man.
Mm-hmm.
And if he were to turn around and physically inflict damage on him, the society would blame him and say he shouldn't do it. But you could be verbally violent with your child's father.
Right, which I agree. I don't want to be that way. I don't think that's fair.
Then have you had any therapy?
I have. And
okay.
It was more like church-based though. So I
then that's not therapy.
Yeah.
Ma'am, here's the thing. I think you take your man for granted. I think that if you've been with him so long, you ain't been out here. I'm not really an advocate for families breaking up, but I bet you if he left you and got him another woman and you had to figure it out for this year, I bet you found a way to control your mouth and get under control. You know what this man wants. You know what he wants.
Yes.
Then give it to him or risk losing him. See, gentlemen, this is why you don't ever let your women this is why we should never let our women get comfortable. Because this is what happens. They start to end up, inevitably, the disrespect happens. Women test for strength. And so many men are trying to be the nice guy, and we're getting bitched.
Well, I definitely don't want to bitch him. That's not what I.
Well, when's the last time you guys had an argument that you got did you talk dirty or foul?
Well, not necessarily talking dirty, but like I wasn't listening. He was trying to like calm me down because I was in another altercation with another person, and he was just kind of saying
a physical altercation.
No, just a verbal.
Who was this person?
Another female.
Well, was it a coworker or something?
No, just a friend. Like, we just wasn't seeing eye to eye on a particular situation, and it got to the point where disrespect was being thrown. So of course, between
you and this other woman.
Yes.
Were you guys in person?
Yes. And
was this person at your house? Was this person at your house?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell her to leave your house?
I did.
Okay. And why didn't she leave your house?
I mean, she did. Eventually, she was like gathering her things and like leaving. But in the middle of me telling her to leave, that's when words were being exchanged, and he was trying to calm me down.
See the way I'm that's that man's castle. Mm-hmm. And your female friend is bringing chaos into his castle.
Right.
Your job is to make sure his castle stays chaos free. not to get your point across and get your shit straightened out with your girl.
Right.
That was disrespectful to him, and he's out of his alignment trying to calm you down when your first priority should have been, you can't raise your voice in my man's house.
Right.
That's not gonna work. And if she got something to say, you dial 911.
Kevin is so quick to call 911, child. He is not playing with the people. If you watch his videos, he says it's a lot. Call 911. You put your hands on me, I'm calling 911. He'll tell you in a heartbeat. He's dialing.
Right. I agree.
But that's not what happened. You was arguing with her, and he's over here trying to save it. This is why, gentlemen, perfect example. We're all out of alignment. You sound like the man in the relationship.
She does.
No. I definitely don't.
Why is this woman arguing in your man's house? Why are you arguing with a woman in your man's house?
You're right.
Thank you.
I mean, I was the one that was like trying to.
He's trying to calm you down like a wife would try to calm her husband down.
Right. I see.
Gender roles are blurred. But at the end of the day, sound like you got a guy who's trying to work with you. Maybe you need to do what I suggest doing and cut off your single friends, get you some actual counseling and therapy, get you some couples counseling, and start off and go down to the justice of the peace, get married, move to a different city, and live your life with your family, because all this is chaotic.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're moving and acting in life as if this man ain't gonna leave. Everybody got a breaking point.
I agree.
Think about it. Have a good day.
If hitting the nail on the head was a person, it'd be Kevin Samuels today. Because, listen, ladies, there's so many of us that got anger issues, myself included, okay? Yeah, rein that thing in. Rein it in sometimes. You don't want to come off with that masculine energy, that confusion and chaos. Don't bring it into your relationship. The chaos is a complete turn off. If you can't control yourself, your emotions, when you get angry, anything can control you. And this is something that I'm still learning today. This is not just talking from a commentative perspective. This is actually firsthand experience. A person can only take so much. If you always fighting everybody, then nobody wants to deal with that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, I have missed you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video.